I'm here at London City Airport on this beautiful August morning. I'm taking 2 flights today, one up to Dundee and hopping over then to Belfast. After dropping off my bags and getting my boarding pass, it was time to go through to security. Unfortunately, the security gate didn't really want to let me in. With a brief standoff with an automated gate, I finally managed to persuade it to let me in. Seeing it was early in the morning, security at the airport was pretty quiet, and in no time I was into the departure lounge. Today I was flying on Logainair, Scotland's airline. My first flight down to Dundee was on LM622. Seeing it was early in the morning and I still had 2 hours till the gate was going to be called, it was time to get some caffeine. London City Airport is one of my favourite airports. It's really easy to get to, and considering the size of the airport, the facilities are really good. There's lots of bars, shops and restaurants to get something to eat and rest before your flight. One of the benefits of arriving early at an airport is able to grab a coffee, grab me pastry and get a seat and watch this amazing view of the apron activity outside of the airport. Founded in 1962, Logainair is a UK regional airline based in Glasgow, Scotland. Since the collapse of Flybe, it's the biggest regional airline in the UK by passenger numbers and fleet size. Our aircraft today is an ATR-42, delivered to Air Logainair in 1962. The aircraft has served a number of airlines, including Air France's HOP in 2013, and it was leased to Logainair in January 2020. Our route this morning takes us out over the Docklands, climbing over the O2 and Canary Wharf, then out to the East End of London. Our cruising altitude is 22,000 feet with a speed of 300 knots. Flight time today is 1 hour and 20 minutes. It wasn't long until our aircraft made its final descent into London City Airport. With just 15 minutes to go, it was time to board the ATR-42. And what a stunning aircraft she was. Good morning. My seat today was 4D.
Thank you.
The seats laid out on the ATR-42 is in a 2-2 configuration. However, you might notice that at the far end at the front is 2 seats which are facing backwards. That's the emergency seats, and even though they weren't in use, apparently you could sit there.
Be securely fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is on. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and released as now shown. Emergency exits to be used and the brace position to be adopted in the event of an emergency are shown on the safety card in your seat pocket. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, leave all hand baggage behind and proceed immediately to your nearest exit. The exits are located 2 at the front of the cabin, 1 on either side, and 2 exits at the rear of the cabin, 1 on either side. Please familiarise yourself with your nearest exit, bearing in mind it may be behind you.
Time for my YouTube channel's public service announcement. Only 6% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button to follow more videos which will be coming later on this year. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button. climb up to our cruising altitude, let's have a look at the seat. The ATR-42 has a seating capacity of 48 seats. It was a pretty empty flight, however, with only half of those seats actually taken. The seat itself was a standard slimline seat, which you'll normally see in a short-haul European flight. Located at the top of the seat was the storage area for the safety card and also the sick bag. The seat pitch for the ATR-42 wasn't brilliant. I'm 6'1" and just about able to squeeze in there. Anything longer than an hour journey, I think I'm going to struggle. However, the seat itself was pretty comfortable. Thankfully, also being a quiet flight, there was no one next to me, which I think would have been a very tight squeeze with 2 people on a full flight. The seat itself had the usual amenities. There was a tray and also a little seat pocket below, which you could store any of your personal belongings. Right above you, you had your standard light for reading, and something that is sought after in a modern plane now and always in an older plane is those trusty air vents. Now, every time I kept looking up, I kept seeing those emergency seats. Is it just me, or would you not be uncomfortable sitting across someone if it was a packed flight? Maybe it's just me. It wasn't long into the flight that the crew brought out the snack service, a cup of water and some Scottish shortbread. Not a bad meal service for the flight time either, considering that other airlines you would probably have to pay for this. Like with all UK regional flights, there is no entertainment unless you want to look out the window, so bring your own. Little tip with these seats with the pocket above: if you've got a tablet like me and a case with a flip over screen protector, flip the cover over and tuck that case into the pocket. It will create a really handy tablet holder. It wasn't long until we were making our descent into Dundee, and there's one thing I discovered on this flight: Scotland is a beautiful place to land.
and gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the captain has switched off the seatbelt sign. Bluetooth or transmitting devices should remain in flight safe mode until the main aircraft door is open. Please take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during the flight. Remember to check your seat areas and seat pockets before you leave to ensure you have all your personal belongings with you. May I remind you that smoking, including the use of electronic cigarettes, is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area outside the airport building. Our customer service staff meeting this flight will be pleased to help you with any further information that you may require. It's been my pleasure looking after you today. We hope you enjoyed your flight with us and look forward to being of service to you in the near future. Thank you for flying Loganair, Scotland's airline, and we wish you a very good day.
Thank you. Dundee Airport itself is a pretty small airport. There are a few flights out every day commercially, however this airport mainly caters for flight training schools and also the general aviation sector. Now, this is what I love about small commercial airports. The baggage system is just a simple slide down. There was also a really nice display by the local school in the area of Dundee. The local school children had sent in some pictures and drawings of the airport activity. It was a really nice touch to see. I had a few hours to kill till my next flight to Belfast. The terminal building itself is pretty small. You have a check-in area with 2 desks. There was also a small cafe that you could purchase some food and drink. With about an hour to go, I decided to go through security, which was just a small little room with one scanner, which is perfectly fine for this particular airport. The departure lounge itself was pretty small and basic, however it was perfect for just catering for one flight at a time. It had everything that you needed though. It had seating, a vending machine if you wanted to get some drinks or some food, and also toilet facilities. Probably the best part of this departure lounge was the view of general aviation. Dundee Airport is the home of Tayside Aviation, which is a flight training and aircraft service company. Established in 1968, it has grown to a company that operates 15 aircraft over 2 sites at Dundee and Fife. The company is the largest light aircraft training organisation in Scotland, offering both private and commercial pilot training, and is the sole contractor to the RAF's Air Cadet organisation to provide cadets with light aircraft training scholarships. In 2013, Tayside Aviation increased its training fleet and included the PA-28 Warriors. 2 of these were ex-British Airways flying school, hence the reason why they've got such a similar BA tail fins. Our second flight of the day to Belfast looks like it was using the same aircraft. It was just under an hour's flight. In fact, the actual flight time in the air was about 40 minutes. Thank you. Hiya. 5A.
That's great, thank you. Sorry, hold up.
No.
Hi there. That's fine. Do 11 for you then.
Sorry, yeah, my fault.
As I prepare for the second flight of the day, there's one thing to certainly mention. Loganair's crew were amazing throughout both flights. They were so professional, and also they had a great sense of humour.
We hope you enjoy your flight with us, and thank you for your attention.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's the captain. Welcome on board this Logainair ATR 42 aircraft departing for Belfast. Just listen to that safety brief there to make my speech. It's quite long, isn't it? But I hope you remember it all. Anyway, not that we'll need it. Yeah, my name's Pete Anderson. With me on the flight deck is First Officer Farah Lukili, and looking after you in the cabin is Jerry, who's just given you the brief there, so she'll be looking after you during the flight. And yeah, taking care of anything that, or do the service later on, I should say. Flight time's about 45 minutes to Belfast today. Weather over there not too bad, couple of degrees cooler than here, but generally similar picture. No rain at the moment, northerly breeze. We'll update you on that on the way over, give you an update at that point on the ETA. Just ready to start now though, so we should be ahead of time getting off, hopefully. And probably catch up a wee bit of time en route, so probably early into Belfast. But more about that on the way. Until then, we'll leave you with Jerry.
Took off into the Scottish airspace, my Logainair experience was near to the end, and I was feeling a little down about it because I loved it. This plucky little airline was brilliant. It offered an in-flight snack service which other legacy carriers just don't even offer these days, and I really couldn't fault the service. There wasn't really much left to do on this particular last flight apart from just, well, enjoy that beautiful flight and the views it offered. Thank you very much. Welcome to Belfast City at the George Best Belfast City Airport. And that's it for this Logainair adventure. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have, and please don't forget to like and subscribe this video.